Ooh. What's up, guys? Today's video is starvation mode is not real, especially for you ladies. My name is Eric. I'm an online fitness coach. I'm an in-person trainer, and I train mostly ladies in person. And what I've noticed, the trend of seeing online stuff and, just training my ladies in person is that they think starvation mode is a real thing, where they think when you overly restrict on calories, it causes your body to hold on to fat, and that's why you won't lose weight. Now, here's why I'll explain that is false. One, the problems are you're over restrict on calories. You think you got to go through this all or nothing cycle of, it's like black or white thinking. You try to do something super extreme, and then you realize it's extreme and it's unsustainable, and then you say, well, that didn't work, that's probably why. And then you don't think about this gray area where there's different alternatives to the solution. So people think 1,200 calories. People think endless cardio. Boot camps. I used to work it wasn't really boot camp, but boot camps, why are you doing boot camps? Focus on strength training and focus on eating whole foods. Keto, 1 meal a day, I've heard it all, okay? Now here's the mainstream approach, right? People say eat in a caloric deficit, a moderate caloric deficit, get your 10K steps in, things like that. There's different structures to different people. Some people will respond better than others. If you like your keto, then you can stick to your keto, okay? But the point of this video is to explain and give you information on, why starvation mode is not real. Let me ask you a question, right? If starvation mode was real, then starving children in third world countries wouldn't starve and they wouldn't be skinny, right? So let's get that out of the way really quick. What I want you to understand is, number one, calories in, calories out. Now this is oversimplified, but this is what you basically need to know. Let's say you're a woman who's about 5'2", and you're pretty sedentary. You walk less than 5,000 steps a day. So let's say this is theoretical. This is your maintenance, 1,900 calories, right? So this is what you need to eat per day in order to maintain your weight. Let's say you're 130 pounds. I don't know if you guys can see that, but so in order to maintain 130 pounds, you need to eat 1,900 calories. So anything less than that is you'll lose weight. But I think the thing you get confused about is, so when you slash it, let's say you eat at 1,200 calories, right? 1,200 calories, that's a 700 calorie deficit. Anyways, that's not important. The thing is, you will lose weight. You probably did lose weight. So you probably went all the way, you dropped 10 pounds. 10 pounds in 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And then all of a sudden your progress stalls. Imagine a 200-pound person. They're gonna see a lot more weight drop. Or a bigger person, their energy, cut it. Surprisingly, an obese person, a really big person, has a larger maintenance, 3,000 calories, to maintain their body weight. So they do burn a lot of calories. But the thing is, they eat so much more food catered to their lifestyle. They eat more processed food, so they're able to eat in that many calories. For a smaller person like me, I'm 5'7", I'm 148 pounds. My maintenance is around 2,200 calories. 22, 23, depending on the day, whether I get activity in. That's my maintenance. Because I'm a smaller individual, I'll burn less calories, okay? So think about it. So the pattern is a bigger person will burn more calories while a smaller person will burn less calories. So what do you think is gonna happen when you lose weight from 1,900 to 12, let's say you drop all the way to, you drop that 10 pounds, right? And how much more do you think? Do you think you will burn the same amount, 1,900? No, because you're losing mass. That is just kind of thermodynamics and physics. So instead of burning 1900 calories, maybe at 120, you'll probably burn 1700 now. Now, this is assuming that you don't get daily activity, you don't get steps. This is just that. So that's why you think starvation mode exists, is because one, you didn't add anything into your life, such as activity. You just continue to try. You thought like starving was going to be the way to go, but now it's also like, because you severely restrict in calories, yes, there is in terms of like your body will adapt, your body will slow down its metabolism in a way if you chronically restrict calories, right? So this is called adaptive thermogenesis. Adaptive thermogenesis is when your body down regulates your metabolism so that you'll fidget less, you'll move less throughout the day. Your body will subconsciously make you do that. It's like your phone going on battery saver mode, right? When it's lower than 20%. But it kind of just, it stops all the background apps. It doesn't literally like slow you down. Like you'll feel like you'll fidget less, you'll do a lot less things, and then that's how like your body won't burn as many calories. And what you thought was a calorie deficit is now you're in a maintenance actually. Or it's just like you're not, you're still losing weight, but it's just getting masked through water weight, things like that. There's a lot of other factors that you need to consider. You got calories in, calories out. Number two is just like you're living an unsustainable lifestyle, and then you see that you're not losing the weight. You saw that you weren't losing the weight, so you concluded this must not work for me. And then you go back to your old eating habits, and then you rebound back up to 130 pounds, maybe higher, because you developed an unhealthy relationship towards eating food. So number two is I would find a more sustainable approach, the gray area, okay? Not everything has to be black or white. You can take a strategic approach. This is why coaches and professionals help design a program and structure so that you can stick to a calorie deficit based on your lifestyle, based on your work schedule, okay? So a better way, let's see. Give me 1 second. So number two would be you eat in a moderate deficit. So that's pretty obvious, right? So instead of slashing 700 calories, you only slash 300. So now it's 1,400 calories. Okay, 1,400 calories. Wait, no, sorry. That was wrong. 1,600 calories. So you eat that, and how you're gonna do this is you eat that, and you try to control your portions, you try to control your calories. How do you know? You're gonna track your calories. You need to develop a relationship towards your foods. You need to know how much the number is, so you can get an idea of like, oh, I didn't know this. Like, I have a lot of my lady clients, like, they're like, oh, I didn't even know there was this much calories in like a cheesecake or some nuts, like a handful of nuts. And you just become more aware of that, and then we can start intuitively tracking once we develop a routine around the foods that you like, and then we can kind of rotate around like 3 to 5 meals that you like to cook. Or cooking is the best tool, is because you have control over your calories, and you know what's coming in your body. When you go to restaurants, when you go to Cheesecake Factory, you don't know how many calories are in that, and then it shouldn't come as a surprise as to why you're not losing weight, because you can't control the stuff that is outside of your kitchen. And so track your calories, weigh yourself daily, and so you use that number to kind of assess the weekly trends. Where is it going up and down? Did I have days where I overate? Did I have days where I drank on the weekend and I had a little bit of wine? And not that wine matters, it's like you use those things so that we can kind of like finally come together to find a sustainable plan for you. And so you don't have to over restrict on the stuff that you like. If you like to drink alcohol, that is okay. If you like to eat on the weekend, that is okay. You need to plan ahead. You need to kind of manage your calories, know how much protein, fiber you get in. It gets a little more complex than that. Like, obviously people say, just eat in a caloric deficit, eat high protein, but what does that mean? Do you truly know what that means? Do you have what it takes to stick to that plan? That's why you have like somebody like a coach to kind of assess what you're eating. Are you getting your micronutrients, protein, fibers? That it helps with you keeping full throughout the day. And You know, that's what makes a calorie deficit and losing weight simple to stick to, like pretty easily and seamless. But obviously you're gonna have to get uncomfortable a little bit over time, because the longer you stick to a caloric deficit, the more stressful it is on the body and you'll get more hunger cravings. But if you're a bigger person and you have more weight to lose, then you can always you can take a more aggressive approach because you have more stores and body fat to take from. And so you can afford to stay or to cut a little bit more aggressively. So again, I hope that helped a little bit. If you guys had some questions, leave a comment down below. If you found this valuable, share this with your friends, give it a like, give me a subscribe. I try to mainly help people out on their weight loss journey. Feel free to check out my Instagram page. It's in my bio. But yeah, I hope this really helped you guys out, get a better understanding of what the whole principle around weight loss is. Starvation mode is not real. I hope I kind of convince you that now. So if you feel like you need more additional guidance, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. Shoot me a text. If you need one-on-one coaching, go ahead and DM me Rebirth here. Text me. If you have questions, I'll be down to answer it. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys took some value away from this video. And I know weight loss, and in terms of like your relationship with your body and how it makes you feel, I just want you guys to be able to get that confidence, get that energy back, get that momentum back into your life, that control. Start feeling like yourself again, But yeah, just know that I'm here. I want to help you guys. Let me know if this helped again. I'll see you guys next time.